13th, 2021, and we're going to call for a moment of silent prayer. Amen. Amen. You want to do the Pledge of Allegiance? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. First thing we need to do is approve the agenda.
You got no changes, have you? You got it like you want it?
Well, one thing we talked about was you may want to add to it. I mean, y'all is the work days at the road department. Going back to a 5-day week. You want to add that to it?
Fine with me.
We want to add the road department. Any other changes? If not, need a motion to approve it.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
A second. All in favor? All right, motion's carried. Approval of the minutes. There's two sets, special session and regular session. I'll make a motion to be approved.
Second.
All in favor? All right, that's a motion to approve both.
Both.
All right. Accounts payable. Any questions on that?
It looked good to me. I don't know. That's a lot of looking.
All right, need a motion to approve it if that's not any, you haven't got any questions.
I approve it.
Second.
All in favor? Motion's carried. Financial reports. Any questions on that? Need a motion to approve.
I make a motion to approve.
Second. Nikki, you gonna second?
I'll second.
All right. All in favor?
No.
All right, motion's carried. On the appearances, we got Sheila Freeman with the Spring Creek Health Co-op. Sheila, you wanna talk to us?
Whatever you want to do, be fine.
Well, I did these, and I think I did enough for everyone just to have some more information on here that they could ask for. Here, sorry, two more. Is that enough? I think
One more.
I had one in my packet.
You got one right there.
Okay, get that to do it.
I did it. But, we appreciate the opportunity to continue to work with the county commissioners. I did a report. I went back. I don't know if I had everything together that Doug was saying, so might want to repeat again what all you are asking for, because I've never had to give this to anybody before. So I just thought that I would go over what we've been able to do during 2021, which was your fiscal year. We always turned it in, the information for the fiscal year, whoever that we're working with. And from July of 20 through June of 21, for your report for the Miller County Commissioners, we actually was able to serve 964 total patients in Miller County. That's what the long page is. And during 2021 was still part of the COVID time. So a lot of people were not coming out as much as they normally were, especially the 2 years prior. The year during COVID, it was really kind of slow, and we had to stay home, just like all the offices were closed throughout the state. But we served 143 people. 6 of those were new, and we did close 39 cases because people either got insurance or Medicare or something. But you'll see on here it says we were able to fill 828 prescriptions. We've completed 828 applications, which means we filled almost 2,500 prescriptions for a value of over $1 million. And that was just during that 12 months. And that is just the people that we served here from Miller County and a few of the people that they refer from Calhoun out of the doctor's office up there, since that belongs to the hospital. So when you do that and you see the investment that you make, which is around $26.5 with us, every year it's about a $40 for every dollar you give us return on the investment. So I like to do these for our funders so they can see how the money's spent and how well it's spent. We've also added SNAP screening a couple years ago, so we do that. So a lot of our patients are indigent or low income or low wage earners. And so if they contact us, we're community partners. We're listed under the Department of Human Services, and they contact us, we can enroll them in like CAPS, that's expanded for extra child care. We do food stamps, we do Medicare, Medicaid, not Medicare, Plan for Healthy Babies, anything you can get at DFACS, since they're only there like, since they do multiple counties now. So we're also able to do that, and you can see all the people that we've reached under that. We were actually able to enroll 27 consumers into additional state programs. So I just wanted you to have that, because I actually talked about what we did, and we're in the new fiscal year this year. The next page you received is actually talking about the prescription assistance program that we've been able to provide. The very first year I took this job was 2005. Starting that year, we actually started keeping records of what we've been able to do by county. And you'll see on this one in Miller County alone, did not add, it's 14 million. I guess I didn't copy the last line. This is it line by line every year, what we're able to provide in values of prescriptions. I'm sorry, I cut that last line off that gave the totals, but it's $14 million just for Miller County residents since 2005. And I don't remember what the prescription, is yours cut off too? Mine is. It's 14 million or something for a total just for our county, our residents here. So I wanted you to have that as well. I did give you a breakout, which is one of the things that Doug had requested, was breakout by patients. We currently serve around 780 patients, and this is broken out by county here. And you can see Miller, Calhoun, majority of that's Miller, but we do add those in if they refer us from their doctor's office up there. Our largest county is Seminole County, but we have contracts with them as well. And then the other page was a budget breakdown of what we received per county, and that's actually this fiscal year that we're in right now. We do make some fees that we charge. If someone comes in and needs prescription assistance, it's either $30 if they live here. If they live out of county, it's $40. That's once a quarter. And we do that because we found when I first took this job, if you didn't charge them something, they didn't show up for their appointments. So that's kind of crazy, but if people think it's free, that's how they treat it, like it's free. So we started charging a very small nominal amount, and during COVID, that really, really dropped off because people were too afraid to even get out of their house to come out, even go to the post office. So we have some patients now, they still mail in their fees, but because we charge that small amount for the fees, it helps keep all the other contracts at a much reduced cost. Like the contract that we had with you all here, none of the funding of the 26.5 went to my salary, none at all. That only covered a portion of Sherry's salary. And I sent that in to Doug what the how that I sent it, but I also got Harry to send that from Bainbridge. I'm sorry, the mail's not working. But so you should have that documentation too, how that was broken out and such. So just wanted you to know this is the breakdown so this year that we're in right now, we're right at $350,000 for our budget. I know presently at this point we do get notice that y'all would like us to vacate the building. So we're looking at some other options as far as housing and stuff. Of course, if y'all want to place us in one of the county facilities or offices, we'd be willing to, we would appreciate that very much so we could continue with our services. Presently, right now at the building, we're having we're doing prescription assistance. We just started doing ACA, Obamacare insurance enrollment. if you enroll by this Wednesday, you actually have insurance January 1. So, but it's going to go through January 15th. So I was just able to keep 2 people on, or 1 person new, and another person's 3/4 time that we would not been able to keep without that money. So that's a 3-year contract, so we know we'll be doing that for the next 3 years. And so we do the exercise classes, we do the ACA Obamacare enrollment. We're also doing our SNAP grant and enrollment. We have a little small contract with Dodge County where they're referring people to us to work. And then we just got the Seniors Without Walls grant. So that will be doing activities with since they don't have the senior center, so we can do activities with them for at least the next 9 months. And then they're wanting to see how this works. And we were one of the first counties that they selected in our area. So we're real excited about that. And you see, that's just a little small amount, $9,000. It's about $1,000 a month over the next 9 months. And the rest is kind of self-explanatory on that. And I did look up the contracts. We have had a contract. Our first contract was that I have, even though we were doing so, but the first contract we have with the Board of Commissioners was 0708. And that's when Barbie Womble was the chairperson. And I don't know if Joe didn't find that. He said he didn't find them all the way back.
There's nothing since those that you, 15, I think was the last one, 16, I believe.
So I have 07 to present, and so I have those copies. Several years, Craig signed them. I had 1 year, Alan Worsley signed one, and I have the contract for 2021, but I don't know if it was signed or if it was not returned to me or what. So I don't have any idea. I have no idea at this point.
I haven't seen
I usually just went and dropped it off at the county commissioner's office. So I've got my date on it was in October, so it would have been, no, that's now. So some of these, I started where I see like this one that Alan signed, that was set 18/19. I signed it in October and he signed it in November. So it just varied from year to year when these were signed. And I think there was 1 year that I didn't have one at all. So I don't know if that was just a mistake and I didn't turn one in, but there's been one every year. And so, you know, we would like to continue this contract so we provide these services here in town for our residents, but I know that's up to you all. I've got a copy of a current contract. Nothing has changed. I think out of all that time, I think we had to increase one time. I think it was 25 something, 25.7. I think it went to 26.5. So, but that's, you know, that's at your pleasure. We appreciate what we've been able to do. We appreciate being able to work with the residents here. And the other items that, I don't know, I'll just have to get with Doug and see what other information y'all wanted. We are a 501c3. We have been certified with the IRS for years and years and years and years. I don't know why that seems to be an issue now. We're registered with the state of Georgia through the Secretary of State's office because we are incorporated and have been since like 2003, 2004. So,
Sheila, we need to see the corporate, whatever articles you got, the bylaws that y'all operating under, what grants you getting. We need a breakdown of all this right here. We got to justify where this money's going. And we can't, there's nothing that we can go through this right here that there's a breakdown to see it. And we don't know what these other counties are paying, whether we paying. Huh?
I just gave you that.
It don't say no. It don't say the $20,000. That there's not no breakdown of what they're paying and what I got here.
Yeah, that page. Well, no, not that one. This is just an overview. This is what I give any of our funders. This is what we did for the last. This right here. No, wait. Oh.
There's not a page here.
Sorry.
You are any of the seniors using that facility at all?
We have in the mornings. Some come at 8 and some come at 10. We have an 8 o'clock class every morning at 8. We do an hour, And then we do a 10 o'clock on Monday and Wednesday. It's a chair exercise for people who don't have a lot of great mobility. I'm sorry, I thought I made copies. That's the breakdown by county.
Do you need this back?
No. And I can email that to Doug, whatever, because I had made I specifically went through and did that budget for you so you could see county by county. And then I wanted to provide the one about the breakdown about the number of patients per county. But now as far as, I can't provide you a list of patients because that's a HIPAA violation. So,
Well, Sheila, we need some kind of way, some doctor, whatever, some way to break that down. It's what patients that are getting served, that a doctor, we need a monthly doctor report or something to that effect right there, that them sign off that I saw this many patients in Miller County. I mean.
Now, I may be able to run the pharmaceutical list by the doctor, but I still can't give you their names.
Well,
I mean, that's just
whatever.
not, that, I mean, I think it's like a
Yeah, I don't want the names, but whatever doctors that they're seeing, that prescription going to that doctor and he's signing off on it, and we need something signed off on him that I saw this many patients this month or whatever, which would help us to justify this right here. And we would like to sit down with Perry Henry, if he's the one that you're turning in your audit exempt thing, whatever you're turning into him, we'd like to sit down and go over it with him. I mean,
okay.
Can you do that for us?
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to think he does our 990 every year. So that's filed as required by our corporation. And I don't have any idea how to do that. That's like 20 pages, so he does.
Well, if you'll allow us to sit down with him and go through what you got and we get an overall view of your organization, that what we're giving you, that we're getting our money's worth out of that right there. So if somebody comes in and asks some questions, that we can say, hey, we done checked all this out. We can backtrack all this and here's the information. That's what we need, because anything else we got in here, we got receipts for, we can backtrack whatever money that we're dishing out to whatever department or whatever, we can backtrack every bit of that. We got nothing that we can track this down with except this report right here, and that might not satisfy everyone.
I could give you, like, you want something monthly?
That would be,
most of what you give us goes towards Sherry's salary. I mean, so it's gonna be payroll. I mean, so I don't, you see what I'm saying? I mean.
well, none of us has seen whatever you sent Doug, or what, we hadn't seen that. But whatever corporate articles that you're operating under, we'd like to look at that too.
I have those. This is what I sent Doug. And I did that. I sent it, but I called and got Perry. They sent it from their office. And these are copies.
And this is Sherry's salary.
That's a portion. She's been with me 13 years. I think she makes 36,000 plus, maybe a little. We pay $115 a month towards her insurance. She drives anywhere or does anything, we pay for her travel. But it helps that we work 4 days a week. So we work Monday through Thursday. I work 4 10-hour days generally, because I'm usually up there at 7 o'clock. And but she works 4 9-hour days, so they work 36 hours. So, but then we have to do food bank. We go because that's part of the SNAP that we agreed to do. So she'll work Saturday sometimes, and then she flexes it out. But no one works over 40 hours, probably except me. Because it doesn't matter whether I'm working 60 or 40. So, but I mean, if you'll just come up with something that I can give you.
But the corporate articles, or however you register with the Secretary of State's office, we need that.
Okay.
And we need to sit down with Perry.
Okay. I mean, because he's the one who does all of our paperwork. So this is the articles of incorporation when we first did them. I have those right here. And this is the our second letter and our first letter that they did this before I even took this job with the IRS, where they gave us an initial, and this is our formal letter. They said we just need to keep these two letters together if anybody had any questions. So we're tax exempt, we don't pay any taxes. So that's all of this right here. I put, this was what the attorneys put together, and this is what they did. So I just put all this in this binder here. And that's these. And this was the stuff I just went over.
Can you leave that with Doug?
I will. That's why I brought it for him. I just needed something to review and look and talk tonight. I was gonna leave these though, since enrollment is, the ACA enrollment is through January 15th. So if you know someone who's working, this is for working people, if they need health insurance, you'll see on there, it's got like family 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it has minimum number, minimum income, maximum income to be able to get a subsidy. So if y'all know someone, and especially farmers, like I thought Marty and signing up, then it may be something that they may want to, this call, Monica's been doing it for 8 years. So she's an expert in enrollment. So if she can help you find something and save you some money, it's well worth a phone call. I know Wednesday's the 15th, so might have to be after that, but if you get it by January 15th is the deadline, and then your insurance will start February 1. So if you've got some people who didn't take it with the county, for whatever reason, we need to talk to them. You know, even if Monica has to come see them at the office or something, you know, so.
All right, just one other thing is, who is over, is there somebody higher up than you in the organization?
Just our board of directors.
All right, how many of these things are operating all over the state? You know?
Okay, I would say, you have us, at one time, we got a federal grant, and they picked us and 2 other, rural networks, but those other 2 no longer exist, I don't think. So I know you've got one around Brunswick and us, and then you've got one in northeast Georgia, and I think there might be one around Rome, and then there was one around the Macon area. Greg Dent was the CEO at that time. I think he's moved on and done some other things. So, you know, and our income varies year to year according to what we go after. Like I just sent a $5,000 grant to the school about a soccer grant. They may apply for it. We're hoping that they will, because that increases physical activity. You know, if like we just finished up a 4-year stint with the Healthcare Georgia Foundation, and we got like $100,000 a year every year for 4 years. We spent all that here in town getting people walking in the Golden Olympics, and you know, all those activities, healthy eating, and we do our Shape Up Miller newsletter, post a lot of things on our social media site. So, and those vary. Those vary from year to year. If there's an opportunity that comes up, I just happened to be on that state board with Healthcare Georgia Foundation. We got to apply, and we got that for 4 years. So that was a great opportunity for us. And like I said, if there's money coming down from the feds or the state, we apply. If it suits, if it's about health, you know, nutrition, health, physical activity, those are our main areas. Of course, prescription assistance too. So we're selling this all over the state, our prescription assistance. We tell people it doesn't matter where you live, especially right now, because they can just mail in their fee. You know, so, and like I said, the fees help keep all the other contracts lower, because the fees actually go towards my salary. So that way we don't have to include anything for management there. So I'll leave that. If you want to give that to Doug, and if he wants to call me, Doug, if there's, you know, and if there's something specific, I mean, trying to think, Perry did the last 990. I think I can email that. I think I have a copy of that. You just want a copy of the 990?
We want to sit down and whatever spreadsheet or whatever you given Perry, we want to review that with him.
Well, he just goes through, he can log into QuickBooks online. I do QuickBooks online, so he just logs in and does the work from there. So that way I don't have to take a lot of things to him.
Well, I mean, he does the same thing with us here in the audit, but I mean, we want to sit down with him, and if we got some questions with something, he can go over it with us.
Okay, so I'll get with Doug then, and we'll see, you know, whether you want it by phone or you want it in person. Because he may need to be in front.
We want to talk, we want to sit down and talk to him at the table. Yes.
So what do I need to tell him then that you want to talk to him about?
That we want to review your organization, what he does for you. And to look at the spreadsheet or journal or whatever you give him. And whatever he's got, that's what we want to review it.
So are you saying you want to review, like, if I get a grant from North Georgia?
We need to, we need a breakdown of what grants, how this whole organization is working, how these funds are being allocated out.
Okay, I was gonna say, well, if I turn in a grant, if it says this goes to this, that's how it's allocated. I don't get to change it after I get it.
Well, we're not looking for that. We just want a breakdown of how this thing operates and how this money is being distributed out and allocated out to the individuals and what all it's going for. And I mean, that's the basic of what we want.
Okay, well, that sheet that was left out that I gave you that had the red on it, that's actually the breakdown for last year. July 20th through June 21. So that is the breakdown. I mean, if you want something like that.
Just let us sit down with Perry and go over what he does, and I mean, that'll be satisfactory.
I was gonna say, well, I'm sure I can go through the 990 with you, because that's the whole breakdown of the corporation. Anything else?
I'd rather go through it with Perry. Me and Faye and Doug and the rest of the board if they want to.
Okay.
I appreciate what you do.
Yeah.
Y'all got any more questions? We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, the next thing we got is the old business, the commissioner's office, the move. There's a letter in here from the hospital.
From Chair Brown.
That's page 17.
Yeah.
Y'all looked at that and
I know she was asking,
well, that's,
soon as possible, that we can give her some information of when we would be out of the building.
It's like what Sheila had said, we drew up like an eviction notice and sent it to me to sign, and we sent it over, and I think January the 29th is the date that I told them is the 60 days we have to give.
all right, this is I mean, we had kind of already agreed on all this. If the paperwork is completed and, do y'all want to allow me to sign the agreement with the hospital?
I ain't got no problem with it.
If everything is already completed. We already agreed to sell, so.
I'm looking at the wrong letter here, I think.
Well,
The
it's
one
two
you
of
talking
them
about,
in
the
there.
Commission office sale?
Yeah.
Is that what you were
One
looking
said
for?
commission off, and then one said board of appointment.
Yeah, that's on further down.
That's on page 28, but, the one you talking about is 17.
It might have been something else I looked over. I thought it said that the attorney had the papers back, it's supposed to be already drawn up.
That's it. That's in there. That says, it said Danny Shepherd, she was speaking with Danny Shepherd.
That's, page 28.
Yeah, I see it now. I don't know why, they're just overlooking it. But anyway, I don't know whether that's completed or not, but if it is, you want me to go ahead and sign the thing?
Yeah, since we're gonna move,
No.
yeah.
All right, anything,
That's it.
Okay.
That's all on that section, yeah.
all right, the fueling station, tell us about, is
Yeah,
it almost,
I told y'all last month we was gonna try to shoot for the 15th, but the company that's installing the software, they're not gonna make that date, so they're coming out the 20th to install the software. The only thing we have left to do is lights, and me and Mr. Allen, we had an issue there this morning. a semi kind of was using the road and it almost run off into the culvert. So we're gonna have to put up signs there, either county signs, or we're gonna have to make some of those swinging gates or something temporary.
Yeah, they got bogged down right there and messed up what Andy them, but done took a long time to fix.
So we're gonna have to either do that, but that's something quick. The generator was purchased, it's already over at the road department, we're just waiting. We've got, the EMS director now, he's also the mayor of Brenton, so he can get, like, cut deals, cut rates, so he can get us 2 off wire very cheap, so we're gonna have to run about Andy, about 400 foot, 300 feet?
A little over 300, yeah.
So we're gonna have to buy the wire, so we're gonna have to get that, and I think the lights is the last thing, so the lights and the software before we go live. So,
All right, is the generator already in place over there?
it's over there, we just gotta wait for the electrician to put the lights and all
Is
that.
it secured?
Yeah.
All right, y'all got any more questions on that?
And we are gonna meet budgets, so we won't go over.
All right. All right, the next thing we got is the motor grader lease, the quote from Caterpillar and John Deere. That's page 18 through 25. Is, the sales rep for John Deere here? Okay. You wanna, there was one question I had on here. You can come a little closer if you want to. Your name's Kevin Hester?
Yes, sir, I'm Kevin Hester with One Equipment All Day.
All right, there was it was about the blade. It had I can find it. I didn't mark it in.
The grading blade on the machine.
Yeah.
If you look down there where it says standard options per unit, I think you might be talking about code. If you look, it's got those 4-digit codes, it's 2050, I think. That might be what you're talking about.
Oh, it said no blade impact absorption system. Tell us what that is right there and what the consequences is if that ain't on there.
That's there's actually an accumulator in the control valve. There's another system you can get in the turntable, but actually in the accumulator, the cylinders that turn the circle. Yes. There's actually an accumulator there in that box, and there is it's kind of like a shock prevention in there. So you don't really need this would be when you're when you're out working in like rock or something heavier than what y'all are doing. There's already blade protection built into that machine.
So if he hits a rock when he on a road that's already
it shouldn't damage. You should not have any. I mean, he would have to hit. Somebody would have to hit Andy can tell you, somebody had to be running 25 miles an hour and if they hit it with that, no matter what you hit on the machine, it would damage it. But
okay.
That's something that you can get another protection package on there, and it's about $4,000. It's really overkill. It's on all the other graders that I think that Andy has and that Cat has around there, and the ones I've sold in other counties. I don't put it on there. It's kind of overkill. I don't see the need in spending the money. So,
all right. What's the John Deere link? What is that?
It's the GPS for 5 years included in the price of the machine. You log in. If there's a website, and you got a password and username on the website. Andy or whoever has got access to it, so it basically reports all the information about the machine.
Does it tell you if the machine's moving?
Yes, sir. It tells you when the machine's running, when the machine's off, the fuel consumption. It'll tell you what gear it's in. It'll tell you where it is in the county, and you can set if he wants it to work in a certain area of the county, you can set what's called a geofence on it. So when it travels outside that box, he can get signed up to get an alert on it, or whoever else can be on that list. But
so if it throws a code or something, it'll send him a text.
Throws a code. Yes, we get access to it, and then whoever's on the list to have access to it gets the code. So it'll tell it. It may tell him. It may say, hey, you need to drain the water out of the fuel separator. If it's something simple, y'all can fix it. If it's something other than that, we get the code, and it gives us an idea what's maybe wrong with the machine. We can if we have to come to it, we can bring the parts from and tell them to fix it.
How about y'all's service? Y'all pretty quick on it?
I mean, we're like everybody else. We try to be. We got we just opened a store in Valdosta about 1.5 years ago. So We have a full service store in Dothan, we have a full service store, Strasburg in Albany, and we got a full service store in Valdosta. So between anywhere from a little over an hour to hour and a half from y'all here, we've got 3 stores with 13 field trucks total. You know, we got good technicians.
What happens if this motor blows up on this machine under warranty and you take it to the shop?
We fix it, and it's in writing on here. On the
What
site.
happens while, how long left it's in the shop? Would you give us a loaner to?
I would, if there's if I got a machine, I think Andy's bought a wheel loader and got some other stuff from us. I think he'll tell you we tried to work with them in the other counties that I've sold machines to around here. I think they would tell you that we've worked with them. On that page you're looking at, Mr. Freeman, I put in writing right there. It's got 60 months, 7,500 hour full machine warranty. So anything goes out in that machine, air conditioner, anything with the DEF system, any radio, air ride seat, it's all under warranty. And then the next line right there, I put no charge for TT&M for warranty repairs. That means if we send a field service truck to come fix whatever's wrong with it, the parts and labor will be warranted, and y'all won't get a bill for the service call for us coming. It doesn't matter if we have to come.
No mileage or no nothing like
It
that?
doesn't matter if we come one time in 5 years or if we come 10. Hopefully we won't come 10. I mean, machine will be
Only thing we have in that is hauling, if we have to haul.
We'll come haul. That is included. The hauling includes, if it has to go to the shop, that travel time and mileage is included in hauling in the lowboy. If it has to come to the shop, if I have a machine to loan you, I'll bring you a machine, I'll pick that machine up, and you won't get a bill. It doesn't matter if it's travel time and mileage for the field truck coming here, or if it's miles for our lowboy truck coming to pick it up. You won't get a bill for anything related to warranty.
Well, let me ask you this right here about, and I've got into it with combine or tractor or whatever. In the summertime, when everybody's running an air conditioner, if there was an air conditioner out on this machine right here, and the local folks could, some of their folks service it, or y'all got to service it?
We service it. They're set up to work on tractors.
Right.
I mean, if it's a dirty air filter or something, something simple, or if he says, hey, it's a switch or something, and we got the part, they happen to have the part here, something that's common,
Right.
between some things are common between ag tractors and some a lot of the engine parts and stuff. But we need to work on it because our guys are trained on construction, their guys are trained on tractors.
So don't call them, call you, or call your
There's no problem
serviceman.
calling them. If he knows, if he can identify the part, or if he says, hey, it's an air filter or something, they may have it.
We already deal with them, I mean, we deal.
But we've got
We already
one of
got-
our field service technicians lives in Bainbridge, and he basically works out of his house, and we've got a shop rented, so we send all his parts there.
So he's
So we got a guy
20, 30 minutes away anyway.
And we kind of keep him in this area, so we don't have to wait on somebody, an hour and a half away from him.
Y'all got any more questions? Do y'all want to make a decision on which machine to
Andy, did we go with that blade deal with Cat?
They hadn't let us know, we told them they got to do count up and see. They had a bunch of folks that obligated themselves immediately, and they count up and see, they said first come, first served, but we told them as soon as we knew. They hadn't let us know.
These blades, were they interchanged with the
Yes,
John
sir.
Deere one?
The mold boards are punched the same, so
They should be.
the blades are, if you've got a bunch of blades sitting around that you bought from Caterpillar, those mold boards are punched in common areas so if you buy a motor grader blade from us, it'll work on a Caterpillar. If y'all buy a motor grader.
You may not hit every hole, but there's
They're
holes
supposed to be,
there.
there's like a lot of these aftermarket companies, and they just sell, when you call up, I need a 7-foot motor grader blade, they'll send it to you, and they don't ask if it's Caterpillar or John Deere, because they're punched. These mold boards are punched, the spaces on
You
them
look
are
down.
punched.
two Yancey things?
Yeah.
Universal,
I do.
so you don't have to worry about getting the blade from Caterpillar or John Deere to work. I mean, they'll work on, you can take the blade off one of the cat graders right now and put it on one of ours, and it would interchange.
Andy, what's your feelings on this?
On them 17.
As long as it don't sit on the yard broke down, I'm good. And we got 3, and when one broke down, you run in 2, we cover a lot of territory. As long as we get good service, I'm good either way.
As long as you ain't gotta haul it to Albany, you don't care, do you? As long as you ain't gotta haul it to Albany, you don't
I can't
care.
haul it.
I call on 4 other counties, I'll tell y'all this, other than y'all here in Miller County. So I got Seminole County and Decatur, and I got Thomas and Grady, and all of them run, all of them have multiple John Deere graders, and all of them have Caterpillar motor graders, and I think if y'all call and check with any of them, they'll tell you, we got a good machine, and we do what we say we're gonna do. Is either, both of them are good machines, and, both of them, we got folks that work on them, so it's.
How quick can we get the machine?
The lead time on our motor graders right now are about 5 to 6 months. But if y'all have a machine I don't know what your situation is on replacing a machine, but if you have a machine that needs to go back to Caterpillar, if you're working on one that's got to go back before I can get one, I'll bring y'all a machine and loan it to you free of charge until.
When's that lease go out, you remember? Is it March or April? March?
Yeah, it's right along in there.
It's, y'all know it's challenging with everybody right now on the manufacturing side of everything, but it's about 6 months, but
So you had to loan us one for 2 or 3 months?
I loaned you one at no charge until yours came in. So you wouldn't be.
Well, that would have demand, if we decide to do it, that'd have demand familiar with the machine.
That's right.
Before he actually.
And this has got the joysticks, I talked to Andy, but this has got the joystick controls just like Caterpillar, so one operator on those should be able to come over here and everything's familiar. The one, thing that, is a plus on our machine, and not downgrading anybody else, is it's got the joysticks, and it's also got on the center console, it's also got a small steering wheel. So when they're not working the motor rhythm, when they're driving it down the road, they can drive it with a steering wheel, and it doesn't have any drift in it. That steering wheel is linked to cylinders. So Andy will tell you, just those electric over hydraulic controls are the response time. Some of them can be jerky and it can have some drift in it, but matter of fact, there's a picture of it right here. I think y'all have it. But that's it basically right there. It has a steering wheel, so that they can choose to operate it driving it with the joysticks, or they can steer it with the steering wheel.
What you think about that?
I have no clue.
Now, look at the machine.
I have no clue.
We've sold a lot of them in the last 10, 15, 20 years.
Now, is it, pretty well compatible with the horsepower rating that?
Yes,
you
sir.
I'm sure I can get up there and drive
It's in
it.
that brochure there. Ours is 180, and I think the Caterpillar is like 179 in first gear. So they're 1 or 2 horsepower either way, but they're the same class machine, same weight, same.
Will it have a Roman ditching blade?
Yes, sir. It's got a Roman slate.
That's not the only one around.
Yeah, nobody else is really in that market anymore. Remco used to make one, but they're not. We don't sell anything other than the Rome because they just won't hold up.
You need to look at that. I know you all up on that.
And I put on there, I don't have my quote. I may have handed it to her with my. Yes, sir. Oh, it's right there. Y'all have it's, I think on the that page you were looking at there, Mr. Freeman, that next page, that next one.
This one.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Y'all have the option to, at the end of the lease, to buy it for $123,483.47,
Yeah.
or you don't have, or you can turn it in. You done with the lease, you can turn it in and be done with it and replace it with another machine. But you do have the option at the end to buy it for that. But you're not obligated to buy it for that.
Is there anything that, transmission fluid or anything like that right there that would be unusual that we wouldn't be used to?
I don't think so. What kind of transmission fluid you're running into?
We run cat, but we don't use very seldom. We might go to a gallon on 3 years on it. I mean, it's very.
You gonna blow hoses and stuff like we do?
Unless you just have a problem.
Yeah.
You pretty much don't use any.
Our it's like a rating. Y'all know it's like a rating for the oils in ours.
But you can buy that right here in town, though, probably.
Yeah, we keep that. We got a transmission oil called Hydro, and it stands up. They formulate it to stand up to a little bit higher temperature. They keep it here in town if you were to have a hose bust or something. But the engine oil that he's using, that's a Tier 4 engine, so it's probably the engine or whatever he's using. As long as it's that CJ4 rated, that's about the only oil you can get anymore. Yeah. That you can change the oil in that engine.
Yeah, our oil meets all of their specs when we check that one.
Or or we can service the grader. I mean, it's kind of if they want to do it there, and there's nothing that says that we have to service it for it for the warranty to be maintained. The only thing, if y'all service it, you just have to, keep a record of when it was serviced.
We send in we take a sample and send it in every time we change it to get an analysis.
How many samples, do you do samples of all the departments?
Yeah,
You only have to do
we do all of them, all three of them.
You can do all of them, but the only one that's required is a hydraulic
Right, we
sample.
just go ahead and do all, it checks your transmission, it checks your hydraulic pumps, it checks your motor oil, and they'll send you back the results and you can tell. Plus, what he was talking about, the GPS thing, that thing will tell you when the motor grader broke down, a lot of times before it tells the operator that it's broke down. And it throws a code up on the computer, and if it's something major, you can call the guy and tell him, hey, you need to stop. And then a code will come up on the motor grader, usually when he shuts it off, and cranks it back
And
up.
that JD Link is, I may have said it before, but it's 5 years and it's included with the machine, so it's not an additional monthly cost or anything.
Any more questions?
You got any questions, Nikki?
All right, we wanna try a John Deere machine.
Yeah, I'm good with it.
All right, we need a
I say
motion.
try one and he'll tell us in a year if he likes it or not.
I'll make the motion.
Is there a
Second,
second on that? Second. All in favor? All right, motion's carried. We appreciate it if, y'all two are staying in touch with one another. Just, we don't want the lease to run out on that other one. And, I mean, if you help us out, or if the new machine's here.
I'll call you tomorrow, Andy, we'll go ahead and I'll talk with Doug if there's anything that I need.
We'll get some specific dates on when that will be leaving.
yeah, we need to have one here the day before that one leaves, probably.
I don't have
It'll
visibility
leave
of
the
that.
day before it.
Yeah, I want you to have one now. I don't want that man to miss a day working.
Yeah, so if you can find out, I'll tell you what, if you'll just find out when it needs to go back, and just the next day or two, call me, and I'll go ahead and get that machine ordered, that way I have it rolling, and then I'll make sure I got y'all a machine.
Yeah, I don't want that machine running without a warranty on it.
No, we don't wanna do that no more.
Yeah.
All right. We
Sounds
appreciate it.
Thank y'all, I appreciate the business.
Appreciate
Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Y'all need me to stay around?
No, you go.
Thank y'all.
All right, next time we got some new business, it's a LMIG grant, and, that's on page, 26 and 27. It says in this letter right here, it's 4.3 miles on the Bellevue Road. Is that gonna complete it?
I talked to Andy about that today, and he can tell you a little bit more about it. They requested, more money, that's the amount of money that it is.
That's just asking for the money to get the grant.
Mm-hmm.
On that 4.3, we figured it was like $170,000 a mile, and that's what the state will figure. We asked for more money than we actually gonna get. Our money is set. I mean, it don't matter really what we ask for, but it's set. We're gonna get probably 420 something thousand. Then when we put a match with it, we'll have to put 125,000 with it. Say you got 545,000, and I talked to Kalen today and kind of asked him about what he thought paving was gonna go for. He said probably around $150,000 a mile. We like 4.3 miles out there. The grant's not gonna cover every bit of it. I mean, we asked for the whole amount, but we're not gonna get it.
That'll get us to Johnny Freeman Road, or
You won't get us to Johnny. It's the grant money probably do 3.6 miles. We're gonna like 7/10 of a mile.
so to get to the cotton gin,
Yeah.
somewhere in that neighborhood.
What's the mileage where it's left off?
It's 4.3 miles is what we
To
like.
Johnny Freeman Road.
To Johnny Freeman.
And so this will pay for to the cotton gin, and then we'll lack a mile.
At $150,000 a mile, if that's what paving is, you know, when we bid it out, we'll do 3.6 miles. That's gonna leave you about $100,000 more dollars to get you to the.
When you gonna try and do this? Before the summer?
It's going to, we've
Depends
been
on the grant.
adding a little bit, you know, with the T-Splosh and stuff, we've been adding a little more and doing a little extra every time we paved here recently. So if y'all want to see what we got, we can do it all, you know, I mean, 545,000, that's just gonna pay 3.6 miles, and we like 4.3.
All right.
Well, that 740, that'd pay for it all, if you got 740. 740 pay for the 4.3.
About 645 or something like that.
We pay for it all, okay.
I mean, that's all kind of just little ballpark numbers, but
Right.
we might come up and get paving cheaper. I mean, I don't know, but things have gone up.
I wouldn't think so.
And I called Caleb just to get a ballpark, what he thought it'd be in March, because I knew we was gonna do it. And he said probably around 150,000 a mile.
Who is the state DOT representative for our area now?
I don't know, Craig, who's the guy that is over it, so. It was Mr. Joe Sherfield, I think, at one time, but I don't know if he's still there, or he's retired.
But I think Gerald Green gonna mess around and come back on us, over us, isn't he?
I hope so.
Well, we need to talk to DOT folks.
Good.
We need to turn in this LMIG grant now.
We gonna send it in, they won't process it till around February, they'll get our checks cut and send them to us. It was in January, but they pushed it back a little, getting the checks since the COVID come out.
Right.
So the check should come around February 1st of March.
You already got all
We
that?
just like to get ours on in there.
I got it for him to sign.
Okay.
Yeah, I got the letter already signed.
Do we need to do a motion to complete this grant? Oh, I need a motion.
I'll make it.
Second.
All in favor? Motion carried. The next thing's a new bid, while we got in here, we, added this to the agenda, and we'll talk about it while we're talking with you. I don't know, I ain't gonna say it's a complaint, but it's been recommendations that we go back to a 5-day work week, and either we can go back to the 5-day work week with the 8-hour days, or figure out a way to stay on the 10-hour days and rotate some of the employees out and have them everybody still working the 4-hour day. I mean, the 4-day a week schedule with the 40 hours. And I know it just started back raining here, so this ain't something that happened here recently. But some of them days it was raining and they couldn't work, and then there's sunshiny days at the end of the week and the machines is all sitting still on Friday. I ain't saying they complaining, but they said y'all ought to be running. So it's something.
Yeah, they complaining.
Well,
yeah,
it's something we need to consider.
Is there a way that you could work that around, maybe?
I can, I mean, and I've thought about the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing about the 5-day a week is going home at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, you don't get nothing done after dinner.
Yeah.
I mean, if you got to put in a piece of pipe, you got a road tore in half and it's got to go back together, that knock, by the time you leave it, pack up your stuff at 3:30 to head in.
I think more or less the road scrapers and all that, if you could work that where maybe, if it rained Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday is sunshiny.
I can do that.
Me and him talked a little bit about this too. On the farm, if it was raining Monday and Tuesday and the weather done told you it's gonna be sprinkling rain all day long and you can't do nothing, send the help to the house and let them come back on Thursday and Friday when the sun's shining.
You think they'd be you think maybe they'd be
the guys
okay?
and I have talked about that too, but I mean, we just kind of always worked our little thing, and if that's what y'all want to do, we can work.
Well, it may not rain none next year, but this year it rained, a
I'll
bunch.
be honest, my guys is gonna probably pat you on the back, cause they hate having to be there working in that shop.
Yeah.
They'd rather go home and come back in and drive the motor grader when
Right.
it's sunny. I mean, if y'all wanna try it,
Well,
we'll work that in. We do need to run.
Can you come up with a schedule and get it to us in the next couple of weeks? Maybe before Christmas for us to look at it so we can make this move. If there's anything we got to finish up if we had to call a special meeting or something like that right there, we could add that to it or have it ready for the January meeting.
But do you wanna just go ahead and kinda split some of them up? And
Y'all wanna do something,
or
y'all
do
wanna
you
move
wanna
on that
just do it without
tonight?
rain?
I'd just rather you Won't you come up with like a proposal or something like that and then let us look at
If
it?
it's raining, I'll send the 3 motor grader guys home and, see, we do work when it's raining too, you know.
Oh, well, I mean, I was gonna say, I
But
mean,
the 3 motor grader guys can go home and then we know it's gonna quit raining Wednesday and be pretty, they can come back in and work. In fact, some of them sometimes they wanna work, I wanna work Friday and Saturday, they wanna work, so.
mhm.
I think we could come up with something that
Be a
would
little more
please y'all.
flexible maybe with the,
If that's the way you wanna do it, I think we can come up with something, cause like I said, some of them don't wanna be there no way when it's raining, they'd rather come back in and work at the end of the week.
right?
And if we can work it out and make y'all happy, if you don't, we'll bust it down in the schedule, and we'll,
Won't you just try and get us up something by the next meeting of what you propose or something like that and we'll,
however
all right?
y'all wanna do it, it'd be great with me.
that's okay with you? That's okay with you?
If,
That's okay
if
with
you
you?
wanna do it like, not just the motor grader, you gonna need a truck driver or something, cause in some of these rainy situations, there's a place you got to move some dirt down yonder, so it don't need just to be the motor grader drivers, it needs to be.
Across the board.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
It'll be across the board.
Yeah,
but, and there was a fella that, and I don't know, you and Doug might have talked, but somebody that I know give me the name, and,
I'll pass it along.
he was a CDL, wasn't there some talk about you needed a CDL driver?
We made contact,
But,
but,
well, before the man, I don't know what, I mean, I don't know him, never met him or nothing like that right there, but he was a motor grader driver. He had CDL license also, but before, and he lived over there, this might be something, the mileage he was gonna have to drive to come over here. That might be a drawback from him, but before you just let him go, we need to know what he's gonna get paid, what he actually wants to do. So,
the pay part, what we got open is something we can work with, you know, I think that'll would make him happy, but Doug told us about it, we made contact with the man and, you know, tried to ask him to come see us and see if he wanted to work with us, and we hadn't heard back from him at, at all, but,
well, I mean, I didn't talk to him at all, I just passed the number on.
we actually talked to him, called him and talked to him, cause we need a CDL driver, I mean, right now, we're in a bind not having somebody with CDLs, we need a CDL driver.
We'll try to keep him in the loop. Anybody got any more questions on any of that? All right. Next thing we got is the hospital appointment, commissioner seat. Did y'all wanna make a decision on that?
you wanna do it again?
Thought we made the decision.
I'll do it. But we got to submit 3 names.
Mm-hmm.
Who's volunteering the other 2 names?
I thought we
did that in the special meeting, didn't we?
Didn't we come up with,
Well,
is that the
We
same
came up with the
thing?
names.
This
Huh?
is,
Commissioners.
this is for the commissioners, this is.
Oh,
for-
the commissioner
Yeah,
seat,
this is
oh,
for another-
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
this is for,
This is who's
that
the
was for
county
another
commissioner
seat,
seat.
Yeah,
I think.
yeah.
A lot of times, I mean, they sent this on down here because it's coming up and the next meeting we're gonna have is gonna be beyond,
So you gotta have 3 commissioners' names?
myself. Do you wanna volunteer?
Not if you gonna do it, I do already on
Well, we
enough.
got to submit 3 names anyway.
Self-nominate everybody. I mean, I'll do it if you gonna do it, I mean, I'll say my name, you can have my
Well,
name, but I'd rather you
We
do it.
need two names.
I know. My plate is full. Oh,
Nikki, you can put your name or Alan's name on there.
I'm fine,
You can put Nikki on there.
nominate Nikki.
We got that covered. All right, the letter from the Arts Council, y'all read that right there. They said they had the match money. Did she give you, I don't know whether it may interest y'all or not, to verify that you know, they may not, it may be anonymous, I don't know. Did she give you any information about the money?
Only the 75,000 match, was the city's 25,000, direct donation, she didn't tell me who, and then,
They're
Out
gonna
of
use
their
it- they're gonna use some of their own money?
yeah, some of their own money.
and then I guess they.
Y'all satisfied with that?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
All right, does she have any,
Like I said, she didn't even ask for the money, she just wanted y'all to see that.
but does she have a date? I mean, can you find
I'll
out
reach
what
out to her
date?
tomorrow.
Any questions on that? No. The FEMA, y'all read the letter right there, we're gonna get some money back from that really wasn't anticipating getting, which is a plus.
We're only supposed to get 60,000, and they're giving us 259,000.
Don't say no.
Yeah, we finished out all the paperwork, so we should be hearing back.
What was that? And that was for the hurricane debris?
Yeah, that's.
Yep. And some of that, there was a little bit of controversy about some of it with the, Corps engineers and FEMA, but I reckon all that's, even if we're gonna get this, that's been resolved. Any questions on any of that? The GSI, the annual software agreement, that's the same thing we do over there with tax commissioner's office every year. Need a motion to let me sign that.
I make a motion to sign.
Second on it. All in favor? All right, motion carried. Anything else we need to go over tonight? No?
Y'all feel good? Y'all made
I got-
$200,000.
Doug, did you look into that about that tower thing?
I talked with, Corey, and I talked with Tony, the county does not own any of that, that's not, what was told to me was the school board gave them that area to put that tower up there, and SG Rita, basically, that's the school board's property now, the tower and all. Not nothing to do with it.
So if they don't utilize it, can we, you spoke about we could use it.
Yeah, I talked, it's so short, there's really nothing that we can, I reached out and said, could we use it for like a communications tower? But it's only, I think, 25.
Very short.
Yeah, it's not, and they don't build that type stuff anymore, so we couldn't add on.
Add on to it,
They
okay.
looked at that when the city was kind of looking at it, they were gonna make a proposal to the school board, but they.
What are they doing around there, you know?
I don't know, Mr. Leroy, man,
What are you doing around there, Leroy?
Jim Boyd, anytime he's here to complete. Coming in next Wednesday, we got this team. Every building now, they got a desk in the book on the trailer. It been, about 3 months ago, long, $349,000.
The old school over here. Wait, where I'm at?
Green lot out there short.
They done tore the gym down.
We got a pipe that collapsed out there in your district, down on Henry Miller.
Yeah.
I'm down to, I got 124 on the yard and 136 on the yard, we don't have to replace that one.
What size need?
It's a 24 by 30. We called the price pipe, pipes just tripled in price, they're $1,012 a pipe for the 24 by 30 and $1,500 for the 36.
What about the plastic pipe now? I mean, that had been tossed around years
We
ago,
don't
and the
get
plastic pipe cost as much as the steel pipe or more at one point.
If we don't get a bunch of dirt on it, it won't hold that weight going over. And a lot of times on these dirt roads, we just don't get, to get kind of where it'll drain. If you don't get a lot of dirt around the plastic pipe,
The plastic pipe a lot cheaper than the.
it's, what we've checked on hadn't really been really feasible to make a change.
It used to be about $400 or $500 a pipe,
But I hadn't checked on it since the price, has just boomed out of sight.
Where you get it from, Consolidated
You
Pipe
do need
up
to get a
there?
bunch of dirt on that plastic, and a lot of times we don't get, a lot on top of it. We're already having a problem with the metal pipe collapse.
And I seen the other day where a company was making inserts to slide inside of those pipes.
Really?
Well, that.
Is that where you get it from up there?
It's busted, when it busted that corrugated pipe, it just busted it, and then you can't.
Where you getting the pipe from?
Can't hardly keep up.
Where you getting the pipe from?
We get from, Gulf Atlantic Culvert in Tallahassee is where we've been getting ours from. There's a place over around Coward, somewhere right over in that area, they sell pipe. But they've always been a little bit higher, you know, than what we was getting
I bought the
here.
last from Albany up there, you know, and
They got a place in Sylvester that people started getting some pipe from. I hadn't ever used them,
But can you,
pipe's high. I mean, I hadn't been really trying to buy none, hadn't put a bunch in, but, you know, we have put in a couple places. We had some in her
Yeah.
district that
And I wanna thank you for
they
promptly
collapsed and we
coming out.
replaced them.
Yeah.
it might be cheaper by the truckload, you know what I mean, if we're gonna store some, it might be,
But, we
they
getting
won't have
down
a
to,
bunch, but I mean, it might be
you
cheaper
know, we
by
might put
truckload.
in what we got on the yard. I didn't wanna buy it with it so high, but
how many pieces of pipe you got to have?
I got to have that one. I mean, I try to keep one on the yard just in case something happens that you really got to put it in right then.
Are y'all gonna go get the pipe, or they gonna deliver it?
Do what?
Are they gonna deliver the pipe?
No, not one piece of pipe. We have to
How
go
many you got to buy to get them
We
to
have to buy
deliver?
a semi-load for them. Now, they'll bring it if they come into Donaldsonville or Baker County or somebody, you know, if they making the trip, they will swing by and drop it off, but you don't know when you're gonna get it.
So what is the minimum? What is, I'm sure that's what you asked. What is the minimum that,
Well, we've been buying a semi-load and it always varies in price. I mean, there's probably 12, 13 pipes on a semi-load. I mean, they can put different, according to what size they are. I mean, I can get a pipe. I can really get the pipe, but I mean, that one out there, it don't have to be replaced today, but that field drains right there. And we go to getting a big rain, it's just gonna cut that road out if we don't have that pipe in there.
Well,
Would it give you a price break on it if you buy more?
They used to wouldn't do that now.
They give us a government discount to start with.
Oh, well.
I mean, you won't go buy it for the same price that we get it from.
Have you checked with these other places?
No, I hadn't, Alan. I hadn't checked them lately because we hadn't, I mean, they always gave us a pretty good deal on pipe and they delivered it to us and just really hadn't shopped around lately, but
What's the name of that place?
Gulf Atlantic Culvert in Tallahassee.
Cool.
if you get on what they call the Capitol Circle, when you're on 27, you turn right there where you can get on
We
Capitol
can
Circle.
check
that's right
around,
down the road.
that's no problem, and I got a pipe that I can get in out there to take care of that. I mean, we just get
Why
down
don't
to,
If you got a pipe, or if you need a pipe, you don't let him get one pipe. You need to check, let us know what the price is before we commit to per pipe. But I wanna know what the specs is on that plastic pipe, what weight per foot it'll hold.
we'll check on, you know, what it is a foot too. I mean, we just checked on it years ago and just what, you know, didn't nobody never want to use it. And you gotta get a good bit of dirt on them before they.
this pipe
They
you're
work
talking
well.
about, is it already collapsing, you saying? The one that you wanna replace is already collapsing?
Yeah,
So
somebody
we-
got right over on the edge of the road and it was
We're gonna
already
look at
rusted,
liability,
bad
so
rusted out.
we best go
Something
ahead and
heavy
take
got
care
on
of
Be
it.
buying a
right on
car.
the edge.
We don't wanna look at no liability, so I suggest you go
We
ahead
got
and.
it fixed. I mean, there's nothing, the road's fixed. We just got to replace the pipe. I tried to patch it, but the pipe was just too rusted. I was gonna try to add on to it and put it back, but the pipe was just already deteriorated away beyond that, so.
Well, let us
But
know.
I'll get some prices. That place in Sylvester's opened up. We had never used them. Baker County they were getting theirs, but they called me the other day and asked me where I was getting mine from. It's about like everything else. You get on a waiting list to get it.
Well, the good thing about plastic, you ain't gotta worry about it right now.
But I can fix that out there. Or we can leave it like it is. It's not nothing urgent, but it's just getting to the point where I don't have any on the yard. And
Well,
it's gonna come time we got to buy some.
Get us the price on the both of them and the weight, what it'll carry,
I got you.
whatever that load is, and get it to Doug, and he can email or call all us and let us know, and then we can just tell him whatever we need to do over the telephone, I reckon.
And I got Felix taken care of about as good as I can.
Good.
Anything else?
Do what else?
You think you have?
You need a motion to adjourn?
We ain't got nothing else to go over. All right,
I make a motion.
all in favor? We adjourn.
You need us to sign anything?